Hey, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be going into the Battle of the Gullet. But before we begin, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, links in the description, and consider becoming a join member or sending a super thanks if you wish to further support the channel. Otherwise, let's jump straight into it. House Velaryon blockaded the Gullet and controlled access to Blackwater Bay at the start of the Civil War. After the assault on Harrenhal by Prince Daemon Targaryen, and further blows to the Greens, Sir Otto Hightower, the hand of the king to Aegon II, hatched a plan to break the Velaryon fleet's blockade. Otto reached out across the Narrow Sea to enemies of Prince Daemon, the Triarchy, hoping to persuade them to move against the Sea Snake, Lord Corlys Velaryon. Otto's plan took time, and Aegon eventually ran out of patience with his grandfather's prevarications, replacing him as hand with Sir Criston Cole. The schemes of Otto eventually bore fruit, as the High Council of the Triarchy accepted his offer of alliance in Tyrosh. 90 warships commanded by Admiral Shakara Lohar of Lys swept from the Stepstones under the banners of the Three Daughters, bending their oars for the Gullet. Meanwhile, on Dragonstone, it was decided by Prince Jacaerys Velaryon that his half-brothers, Princes Aegon and Viserys Targaryen, would be fostered with the Prince of Pentos until their mother, Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen, had secured the Iron Throne. The princes depart on the Pentos She-Cog, the Gay abandoned, toward the end of 129 AC. The Sea Snake sent 7 of his warships with them as an escort. The Gay abandoned encountered the Triarchy's fleet, which had sailed up to the Gullet. The Gay abandoned was taken captive, and her escorts sunk or captured. Possessed only of a dragon egg, Viserys had no way of escaping from the cog, and was made captive by a Tyroshi captain. Aegon escaped the Gay abandoned on his young dragon, Stormcloud. Sailors attempted to bring them down, and Stormcloud was wounded by arrows and scorpion bolts. Nonetheless, they flew to Dragonstone, where Aegon delivered the news of the threat from the east. Stormcloud died at Dragonstone from his wounds. Battle began on the 5th day of the new year, 130 AC. Shakara Lohar divided the Triarchy's ships into 2 squadrons, entering the Gullet to the north and south of Dragonstone. They attacked at sunrise, surprising House Velaryon's fleet. Flying on Vermax to meet the fleet of the Triarchy, Prince Jacaerys Velaryon swept down upon a line of Lyseni galleys. The sailors had experience fighting Prince Daemon Targaryen and his dragon, Caraxes, during the War for the Stepstones, so their captains directed their spears and arrows against Jacaerys. One ship caught on fire, and then another, however. When Jacaerys was joined by Ulf the White on Silverwing, Nettles on Sheepstealer, Adam Velaryon on Seasmoke, and Hugh Hammer on Vermithor, the line of warships from the Free Cities shattered as one galley after another turned away. Vermax flew too low, however, and crashed into the sea, possibly wounded from a crossbow bolt to the eye or pulled down by a grapnel. Survivors said he struggled in the rigging of a burning galley and sank with it. Jacaerys leapt free, but was then killed by a Myrish crossbowman. North and south of Dragonstone, the battle continued into nighttime. The southern squadron bypassed Dragonstone, believing it was too strong to assault, and instead attacked Driftmark, setting afire the harbor of Spicetown with fire ships. The town was sacked, with its inhabitants butchered and left as carrion. Hightide and the treasures of Lord Corlys Velaryon were burned by Myrish and Tyroshi's soldiers, with the Sea Snake's servants cut down as they fled. Thousands died from the battle, and Spicetown was never rebuilt. The Velaryon fleet lost almost a third of its strength. Prince Jacaerys Velaryon and his dragon Vermax were killed, and Prince Viserys Targaryen was taken captive, but presumed dead by both sides. Prince Aegon the Younger never forgave himself for abandoning his little brother. According to Mushroom, Hugh the Hammer and Ulf the White celebrated their participation. Nettles and Adam Velaryon were heavily affected, with the latter seeking out the Sea Snake, though what they spoke to each other remains unknown. Many people on Dragonstone came to resent Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen for kin they had lost during the battle. Only 28 of the 90 ships commanded by Shakara Lohar returned home, and only 3 of those were not crewed by Lyseni. The Gullet was considered a disaster by the Triarchy. The Myrish and Tyroshi widows accused Shakara of sending their fleets to destruction while holding back his own Lyseni ships, thus beginning a quarrel that would eventually lead to the Daughters' War. A disgraced Shakara discreetly sold the captive Viserys to Magister Bombaro Bazain of Lys. Ultimately, the battle was very costly for both sides. and could be considered both a tactical victory for the Greens and a strategic win for the Blacks. Whereas the death of Prince Jacaerys deprived the Blacks of one of their own commanders and Queen Rhaenyra's eldest heir, the Greens had failed in their main goal, to break the hold of the Valyrian fleet on the east coast of Westeros. Moreover, the Greens' allies in the southern free cities took such heavy losses that they played no further part in the war. So what did you guys think of the Battle of the Gullet? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, links in the description, and consider becoming a join member or sending us super thanks if you wish to further support the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.